writing the full 12-minute voiceover script now using only the sourced gov_sources numbers. If you're approaching retirement and you haven't settled on when to claim Social Security, this single decision, more than almost any other, will shape your monthly income for the rest of your life. We're talking about a difference of hundreds of dollars every month, permanently, with no way to undo it once the choice is made. So before you file that application, stay with me for the next 12 minutes, because I'm going to walk you through exactly what the Social Security Administration says about claiming at 62, at full retirement age, and at 70, and give you a plain English framework for figuring out which one actually makes sense for you. Here's the situation most of you are in. You're somewhere between 60 and 68. You've worked for decades. You've heard you can start Social Security as early as 62. You've heard something about waiting until full retirement age. And you've heard that holding out until 70 gives you more. But the exact numbers, the real percentages, the real dollar amounts, are buried in government publications that aren't written for regular people. That's what this video is for. Let's start with what the Social Security Administration actually says. According to SSA.gov's Retirement Benefits Planner, and I'm reading directly from their published table, you can start receiving Social Security retirement benefits as early as age 62. But you are only entitled to your full benefit when you reach what SSA calls your full retirement age. And if you delay past that point, all the way up to age 70, your benefit amount increases every month you wait. Now let's get specific about the numbers, because the percentages depend on when you were born. If you were born in 1960 or later, your full retirement age is 67. That's the benchmark. If you claim at 62, SSA's table shows your benefit is reduced to $700 for every $1,000 you would have received at full retirement age. That's a 30% permanent reduction. Not temporary. Not made up later. Permanent. If you were born in 1957, your full retirement age is 66 and 6 months. Claiming at 62 reduces your benefit to $725 per $1,000, a 27.5% cut. If you were born in 1955, your full retirement age is 66 and 2 months, and claiming at 62 means receiving $741 per $1,000, a reduction of about 25.8%. The closer your birth year is to 1954 or earlier, the smaller the reduction. Those cohorts had a full retirement age of 66, and the 62 claiming penalty was exactly 25%, bringing a $1,000 benefit down to $750. Now, what about waiting past full retirement age? This is where delayed retirement credits come in. SSA's Delayed Retirement Credits publication states that for anyone born in 1943 or later, which is essentially everyone retiring today, your benefit increases by 8% for every full year you delay past full retirement age. That works out to 0.2% per month, and that accumulation stops at age 70. There is no additional credit for waiting past 70. So for someone born in 1960 or later, full retirement age of 67, delaying all the way to 70 means 3 years of 8% per year credits for a total increase of 24% above the full retirement age benefit. A $1,000 FRA benefit becomes $1,240 at 70. So why do so many people claim early anyway? There are a few reasons, and some are legitimate, but one of the most common ones is a misunderstanding. The misunderstanding sounds like this: I should claim early because I might not live long enough to break even on waiting. That logic isn't wrong on its face, but most people who say it haven't done the actual math, and the break-even math usually surprises them. Here's the other piece that catches people off guard. The reduction is not just for the years you claimed early. It is baked into every check you receive for the rest of your life. It follows every future COLA increase. It determines what your surviving spouse may receive after you're gone. Claiming at 62 doesn't just mean a lower check for a few years. It means a lower starting point that compounds for decades. There's also a common misconception that delaying always means you're leaving money on the table if something happens to you. But SSA's spousal and survivor benefit rules, which we'll cover in a future video, often mean that the higher-earning spouse delaying to 70 is one of the most powerful protective moves a couple can make for the surviving spouse's income. Here is the clearest framework I can give you for thinking about this decision. If you need the income now, because you've stopped working, you don't have other assets, and your budget requires it, claiming early may be the right call. The SSA benefit exists precisely for this. You shouldn't go into debt or deplete savings to avoid an early claim if you genuinely need the money. If you're still working, or you have other income sources, and you're 62 or 63, waiting is almost always the stronger financial move, especially if you have reason to believe you'll live into your late 70s or beyond. As a general rule of thumb, if you expect to live past roughly 78 to 80, waiting past full retirement age tends to result in higher total lifetime benefits. If you're healthy and your family tends to live long, and you can bridge the gap with other income for a few years, delaying to 70 maximizes your monthly benefit for the rest of your life and provides the most insurance against outliving your money. If you're in poor health or have a condition that significantly shortens your expected lifespan, earlier claiming often makes more mathematical sense. And that's not pessimism, it's planning. Let me make this concrete with a worked example. Maria was born in 1963. Her full retirement age is 67. Based on her earnings history, SSA estimates her full retirement age benefit would be $2,100 per month. If Maria claims at 62, she faces that 30% reduction for her birth year. Her monthly benefit drops to $1,470. She starts collecting sooner, but every check for the rest of her life is $630 less than it would have been. If Maria waits to 67, her full retirement age, she receives the full $2,100 per month. No reduction, no penalty. If Maria delays all the way to 70, she earns 3 years of delayed retirement credits at 8% per year, a 24% increase. Her benefit becomes $2,604 per month. Now think about the gap between the 62 claim and the 70 claim over time. Add $1,134 more per month. That's the difference between $1,470 and $2,604. After just 10 years, the higher benefit has paid out over $135,000 more. Over 20 years, we're talking about more than $250,000 in additional benefits, before accounting for any COLA increases that apply to both numbers. Maria also needs to remember, and this applies to everyone considering delay, that even if she postpones Social Security until 70, she should still sign up for Medicare at 65. SSA's own guidance states clearly, if you delay benefits past 65, you should still apply for Medicare within 3 months of your 65th birthday. Miss that window and your Part B and Part D coverage may cost more. Social Security timing and Medicare enrollment are 2 separate decisions. So what should you actually do with this information? Step 1. Go to SSA.gov and create a My Social Security account if you don't already have one. It's free, and it shows your actual projected benefit at 62, at full retirement age, and at 70, based on your real earnings record, not a generic estimate. Step 2. Use SSA's retirement estimator on that same site to run the break-even calculation for your specific numbers. It will show you the crossover point, the age at which waiting produces more total income than claiming early. Step 3. If you're married, factor in spousal and survivor benefits before you make any final decision. The claiming choice for the higher earner in particular has ripple effects that can last for decades. We'll walk through that in detail in an upcoming video. A quick note before we close. This is educational content, not financial or legal advice. For decisions tied to your specific situation, verify everything on SSA.gov, Medicare.gov, or IRS.gov, or speak with a licensed advisor who can look at your full picture. Here is the bottom line. The Social Security Administration gives you a choice, and every month you claim before your full retirement age permanently reduces your benefit, while every month you delay past it permanently increases it. For most people, that decision is worth more careful thought than it gets. The numbers are on SSA.gov. Your actual estimate is in your My Social Security account. Start there. If you've already claimed Social Security, I'd genuinely like to know, at what age did you file? And looking back, would you make the same call? Leave that in the comments below. And if this kind of plain English breakdown is useful to you, subscribing means you won't miss the next one. Word count: 1, 8, 10 words. Estimated spoken runtime at 150 WPM, 12 minutes. Asterisk asterisk. All dollar amounts and percentages. 30% cut for 1960 plus. $700/$1. 000 table. 8% per year DRC, Medicare, at 65 rule, are directly sourced from the two SSA.gov pages provided. No numbers appear in the script that are not in gov_sources.